alive. Here's my favorite line. All the dreams gone begging for a brand new home. And all those empty feelings, I don't see the point of it all. I've tried, but can't heed the call of all the closed pianos and their muted keys, and all the fine young people sitting on their PhDs. That's the one they dead silence at the Bluebird. They all just sat there like,
Hello.
and I was like,
Oh
One of them,
man.
I see that a lot though at Hirano. A good band will rock and they'll stop and no one will cheer.
No one will cheer.
It's
clap.
more. It says, who knows?
They're more in their own world or something, or
They're just not loosened up yet.
or
They're
you're
just not
upset with
ready.
the status quo, or there's something
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
expected.
They're not
What?
there yet.
What's the Bluebird?
The Bluebird is the club in Nashville if you want to get signed.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if it
Oh, and
still
nobody
is.
liked it.
Oh, I told Griff, Leo Kottke loved it. He grabbed me and said he was the front liner that
Said
night.
she was ahead of her time. When you're ahead of your time, it's kind of like when Dylan went electric. He got booed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when I went on, he was furious at me because he was all tuned up and behind the curtain. And I was number 17, 16 names got pulled out of a hat.
Right.
Everyone had played.
Right.
And she just put me together with the card she had gotten on the internet and then looked at my samples and the stuff about me, my bio. She comes up to me, the owner, and goes, "You're on next, get up there." And I was like, "We were waiting for Leo, what?" She goes, "I told Leo, you get ahead of him." And he was furious. He grabs me as I'm climbing up the steps. He kind of helped me up, and then he grabs me and he goes, "You better be good." And I want to tell you, George, it was you get these big tests when you think you're like,
Yeah. That's
things
for
are
sure.
rolling along.
That's for sure.
I had to have a test of grace under pressure,
Yeah.
not taking it too personally, and then they're so quiet. And I just managed to get off the stage. I mean, I was blushing. If lights had been on me,
Sure.
like I had blown it,
Well,
and I knew it was
The
perfect.
tests are: do you really want it? Like, hey, how bad do you want it? Yeah.
That's just it. And he grabbed me and he said, "You are just ahead of your time. Don't worry about that."
Uh-huh.
You know, that's what they said to me at Sony in London. Because Phil Lynott from,
In London?
I went and pitched in London
Oh, when was that?
to, Hobie and I went over there in
Oh wow.
94.
Oh wow.
Because my friends in Ireland invited us and we stopped
Oh,
in
wow.
London.
Pretty sweet.
And my friend in Dublin, her son was a guy called Phil Lynott. And he was, trying to think of the band, it was called Tin Lizzy. They did that song, "The Boys Are
Yeah,
Back."
we know Tin Lizzy.
They went nuts about Tin Lizzy in like
Dee
Asia
Snider.
and
Dee Snider? No, it's Twisted Sister.
no, this was Phil
Tin
Lynott,
Lizzy.
and they weren't really famous, but they, like Bono was always talking about him in Dublin. He loved Phil. But anyway, Phil's mom was my friend Trisha's best friend, and Trisha's got some of her children's godmother, Phil's mom. So she heard me sing at the party. Trish had a party for me when we got to Dublin, and she hooked up an appointment for no. We're going to do something with her. We think she's got something
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
because she's ahead of her time. We think she's solid 70s, but we're not ready for 70s to come back yet. She's a real solid 70s, you know. In other words, I had my own material. People weren't going to hear, but there was going to be a generation that would want it.
Yeah.
So Phyllis says to me, her boyfriend was a guy called Dennis Metcalf who had managed the Kinks. And Dennis and I really hooked up. Like, he brought me outside when they were all just drinking Irish whiskey. Like, my friends in Dublin, they filled up a glass Snow Ice and drank like that and drank it like soda.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had a finger and I knew I was, and Dennis is like, "Come on outside." Oh man, what a great joint we smoked. One of these little skinny things that you have one pit and you're like, and he goes, you know,
And where was
he
Hobie?
tells me about his life managing the Kinks. So much fun.
Where was Hobie then? Was she?
She was inside with everyone drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
She wasn't drinking a lot, but she can hold her own.
Yeah.
I can't really drink anymore. I mean, I can't get into it with people, you know?
So maybe that's the song you gotta write. I was ahead of my time.
We'll see, you know. And
Yeah.
Mike, my boyfriend Mike, wants me to write a book called I'm a Real Wannabe. I lived the whole wannabe life.
Uh-huh.
That's what everyone is ID'd as these people that come to Nashville. You know,
Yeah.
you're a wannabe.
Right.
But he was like, what a great story it is, you know. How hard you tried.
Yeah,
And all
right,
the different
Right.
people you met.
right.
But no, I mean, I'm kind of through writing songs, George. I have so much
Uh-huh.
material
Yeah,
that, and I used to have songs come to me like sometimes once a week. That's how I built up such a good backlog. And
uh-huh.
they're all not like each other, you know, they have different chord progressions and rhythms. But I don't really sing happy, jolly, dancing things. I have a whole set if I'm asked to a party, and I have been able to play at several parties around here. People they want to start dancing, so I have all these songs I can roll into.
Shakedown
covers.
Street. Shakedown Street.
Oh, and Louisiana Hayride. I mean, there's all these great southern ones where you're just kicking ass through the song.
About Big Joe Williams. Was that the guy's name? Big Joe, the old blues guy. Oh, baby, please don't go.
Oh, I was
Please
gonna
don't
play
go
you that
down.
song.
Oh, that's a good one. Please,
Okay, I'll
it's one
play
of the
you that
best.
song.
Please don't go down to Idaho.
When they
'cause I
used it
love
in
you so.
Blue Chips, when he's going through the bayou to find Shaq, they had that song
Oh,
playing.
yeah.
You got some of that Java, man?
No, thanks. That is
You remember
me.
that name of that one? Because I just remembered this other blues one I wanted you guys both to hear. Because I don't think you've heard it and it's so good, all right? It's not mine. And then I will play. If I'd have heard the captain was blind, darling. If I'd have heard the captain was blind, darling. If I'd have heard the captain was blind, I wouldn't have gone to work till 9:30, darling. It takes a rocks and gravel to build a sturdy road, darling. See, I love all the darling. It takes a rocks and gravel to build a big road, darling. Darling, ain't get no letters, ain't here from home. And that's it. And I love songs like that. Ain't
Now,
get
when
no
you-
letters, ain't here from home.
When you went to London and New Orleans and Nashville, where you try to play different stuff, or it was all the same stuff? You don't play different.
It was whatever I was playing then,
Yeah.
whatever I was writing, and like what did I pitch in? I pitched "I Don't Want to Die for Love" into Nashville, and I'm not sure if I played that for you. They loved. I was pitching it. I wanted to teach a master class at the Bluebird.
Oh,
See, a lot of people go to learn about songwriting there,
yeah.
and so that's how I presented it. You know, that
Did you ever play New Haven?
Oh, that's how I started out.
New Haven.
I would hitchhike into New
Is that like a
Haven.
half hour from Bridgeport?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we would play at a place called The Exit. It was a Yale coffee
Oh,
house.
cool, nice.
And we played at the Enormous Room. I mean, I was solo then. It
Nice.
was before I met Lee.
Wow,
The little girls from high school would go hitchhike with me.
wow,
And then I'd get up on the stage.
wow.
And the crowd did love this one. Okay, let's see. You know, all the blues you're going to start, I'm going to start everything in A minor. You guys.
You were cool with that.
Baby,
Yeah,
please
A minor
don't
works.
go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go back to Baltimore, 'cause I love you so. Now your man done gone.
Now your man done gone.
Now your man done gone. Now your man done gone back to the farm. Baby, please don't go. And then I would ad-lib, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
a great little frame.
The
to set
blues can
yourself
do
up
that.
in. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
would ad-lib,
yeah.
and I love that. But I'm gonna play you a song now. I had a whole bunch of people in my life come up to me after they hear me sing and say, "I'm a songwriter. I want to give you a song."
Wow. Uh-huh.
So a guy called John Lincoln Wright, I loved it when he came up to me because everybody was nuts on the Cape and in Boston in the 70s about this guy called John Lincoln Wright. He played great guitar. I'll just play a little of the song. He goes, "This came into my head and I wrote it while you were playing and I've been carrying it around and it's your song." And I was like, "Okay, thank you. Thank you, John." And he would come over to Mad Dog Manor and visit me after he gave me. So I really played it for him and he liked it. Let's see. Okay. If I love your brown hair, I wouldn't care that it was long. You know, a lot of our songs back then were with this cadence. If I love your brown hair, you couldn't say that that was wrong. And if my fingers ran down through it, well, that helps me to get along.
Is there a country beat to
But
it?
if I loved your brown hair, I wouldn't care that it was long. See, I would have gotten huge applause at Bluebird for that.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Because they never heard the lyrics and the melody was
But-
somewhat familiar.
Yeah.
So the way when the guy pulled me into the office, you see, I joined the Nashville Songwriters Association like 2 years in advance and paid dues because you get to vote in the Country Western Music Awards, and that was fun, you know. And then if you get to Nashville, you get to use their dubbing room.
Uh-huh.
So I was dubbing in and out of this because I went and I recorded at the Hank Williams recording studio, which when Hank Williams Sr. died, he left his ranch house in Nashville to Music Row and to the Nashville community.
Uh-huh.
And they moved his living room onto Music Row, not Broadway. And his piano was in it. And the studio was beautiful. And those guys in that studio, they taught me so much. See, once someone loves the voice, they're going to do everything they can to get that singer, to get something done. The first thing was, because I was using all that electronic pit tuning stuff, they're like, "Forget that, get off that. You're ruining your ear." And, you know, they showed me to back off on the guitar and just let the voice, you know, let the engineers decide what to do with your guitar when we get it all on tape. They did some nice stuff for me. So then I would go, and, you know, it's called dubbing when you make a lot of copies of a tape.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they had a dubbing room. And so I'm in the dubbing room for the second year, you know. And I played all the clubs at this point. You know, it's not like the Bluebird where they're set up. You just show up with a guitar in these clubs where everybody's drinking and there's a big house band. And you get up there with your guitar and tell them what your chord pattern and you play. So I was just having great success. I couldn't believe it. Everybody was loving me. They were like, "Kerry, do not." And when this guy calls me and I was like, the secretary comes, she goes, "The guy that runs the whole show, we don't usually see him. He's here and he asked me." And I'm like, another moment. And I sit down and he's like, he shakes my hand. "Your name's Kerry, right?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "From what I can see, you've been hanging around for like 2 years now, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "Well, don't you think it's time to give it up and go home?" And I said, "No." I said, "This is a, you know, goal of mine."
Not in this
here."
lifetime.
And I said, "I'm getting a great response." He says to me, "You could get all the response you want." He goes, "But it isn't going to change the fact that no one is going to invest in you." And I sat there, I was very quiet, and I said, "Why?" And he said, I said, "Why?" I said, "I could play the guitar." And, you know, I wasn't trying to do anything fancy.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of Elvis stuff because they ate it up in Nashville. I was like, I could play the guitar, I could sing, I write my own stuff, I got good stage presence, people love my pattern, they all love me and remember me. Why would you not want to work with me in some way? He says to me, look at you. I want to tell you, I was really still pretty good looking then, George. I had beautiful thick hair, I had worked, I'd been lifting weights, so I looked good in clothes, I was dressed up nice, makeup, and I'm kind of looking at him. I'd been having tans in Florida, and I mean, I was tanned and fit. He goes, you're what, 40 something? He goes, it's over for you. And he said, I want you to go out here and listen to people like, and what's that girl's name? Taylor Swift and Shania Twain. That was a big one. And this other girl on Face Hill. He goes, think about these women, look at them, watch them on stage, and then understand why you'll never make it in Nashville. And I sat back and I said, we're in a different age now.
Yeah.
People are really into the voice and they're tired of all this canned stuff. And they figured out that other people are writing the music and putting it in the mouths of these beautiful models you choose. And they don't necessarily have great voice or acting skills. They're just, you know, like puppets up there. Why wouldn't you want someone real like me? He goes, because you're overweight, middle-aged, crippled, and you should be living under a bridge, he says. Yeah. Do you realize when we sign someone, right away we put $2 million into them. And by the time we're ready to launch you, we got 20 million in. And this is in 95. I'm sitting there like, what are we talking about here? In other words, you don't even let this person...
Well, he sounds like he had his own dreams crushed.
Yeah.
Probably by himself.
Wow.
But then he gave me the formula. See, this was leading up to my story of how I had my first hit. He goes to me, you know, I hung in so much with him, he pushed back. The guy was like 23 years old. He's this young kid running this whole empire, meeting Sony London guys. He's like, we're big deals, and you're just this little nobody that's an old fat middle-aged. Right now, I was like, well, I'm not fat, I said, you know, and I stood up, I think I pulled up my shirt. Because that's one of the reasons Mike went for me. I'd really worked on my abs and my arms and stuff, you know. I was like, I'm not fat. And anyway, he says to me, look, to make you feel better, he goes, I've heard some of your stuff, because I was dubbing in there, you know. He says, I'm going to give you the formula for a hit. Now, I don't do this for many people. It's like, the formula for a hit? He goes, yeah, he goes, I want you to think of your absolute favorite song that's been a hit and that stayed on top of the Billboard. He goes, and I want you to listen to that song and learn how to play it. Then as soon as you could play it really well, I want you to change all the words. He goes, as soon as you change the words and you're comfortable with that, I want you to change the guitar arrangement. As soon as you're comfortable with that, I want you to change the chord progression. You know, the arrangement has more to do with timing and your nuances. And the chord progression is. So I did it. I chose that one, I Can't Live Without You, or it was this wonderful one, the Judds did. It was a huge hit. And I think it was written, Dolly Parton wrote it. I Can't Live Without You, or something like that. But anyway. I'm going to play you the song I wrote, because when I went to my first guitar teacher, I've had several guitar teachers, but I went to my first guitar coach, Eric Sunshine, in Miami. And he's like, why are you with me? Because he had me play for him. Why have you come for lessons? Where I was like, my right hand, it feels stiff, and I know I could do more. So I asked him to help me rearrange the song I had just written with their formula. Okay, so I'm going to play it for you. No, I'm sorry. This is a sad song. I mean, I love sad songs. They always cheer me up. I got to tune up for a minute. Hold on.
Okay, then I'm starting to pass out.
And honey,
I love your music.
Okay, let's put this in the bag
No,
and
let's
take
hear
me
this
home.
song.
That's why you were saying, would I sleep here?
Yeah.
So I could stay a while. Well, yes, I will then.
No, you don't have to sleep
stay
here.
I could sleep on this couch.
Really?
Are you kidding me?
We got 2 beds in there too.
It'll be lovely. Or this one.
Bring out a blanket.
You wouldn't mind having me around in the morning?
No.
Well, then let's do that.
No yodeling until the chainsaws start.
No yodeling.
Right, okay.
Chainsaws, when they start, you can
Promise,
yodel.
I won't make a sound, honey. I'm usually just looking at my phone for the first 3 hours of the day.
You guys are machines. You're going to try to go over to
we're us mystical people are night owls.
Yeah, it's true.
We need the downloads.
Oh.
It's the long hair.
It's the long hair, huh? Not us short-haired guys.
Stonehenge, it's possible.
Is this guitar feeling better for you?
I like my guitar again.
That's good. You had to go see those other overpriced ones
Those
to
other pieces of
appreciate
shit.
what you had.
Where did this come from?
JR gave it to me. Tori's dad,
Uh-huh.
Oh,
he
nice.
just showed up at the house with it.
Oh, sweet.
I was
This
like,
is
JR, I
a,
can't do
this
this. He
is
goes,
all
yeah,
awesome.
you can. We love you, Kerry, here.
Wow.
And then I was at a party a year later, he comes up to me, he goes, Melissa wouldn't let me give a new guitar unless I gave that to someone who could actually play. He said so. He goes, you might be getting another guitar. And the last time I was at a party at his house, he had gotten a dobro. But I got, and I sat with it, I was like, JR, you gotta clean this up, it's a beautiful instrument. It's got old dead strings on
Where'd
it.
that ice cream go, man?
It's gone, man.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, sorry.
Really?
Sorry. There's a little cup. There's a little cup.
I thought there was a lot in there, man.
Well,
That's good.
Gary had some, you had some, I had some, and then Griff, I had some more.
All right,
I was selfish.
all right. As long as somebody had it.
Illinois. These two are arch enemies, Iowa State and Illinois.
Okay, last song for the night.
No.
I mean for you, George, because you crash whenever you want to, honey, don't mind me. I have my two strings doubling, it's called doubling, they're both tuned to the same.
Sad song, Griff.
No, till Griff comes on, I'm gonna play you another one. So I love this one. It's another one someone gave me. Too many heartaches, too many bad breaks, too many times when you said you'd be true. See, this is the kind of song when you go in a bar or something, people love it, and then they just turn on the music when you're done. And everybody starts it.
Yeah.
Too many late nights, too many bad fights, too many times when I fell in love with you.
This is country song.
Oh, I fell and I broke my heart far below the edge of love, sweet love. Yes, I fell and I broke my heart. It's not me that you're thinking of. Too many late nights, too many bad fights, too many lovers you'd have surrounding you. And that's for your audience, is like, and everyone's so glad.
Yeah.
That's the end with
That's
you, and they're
so-
starting to feel like they could. No, Cisco, when Cisco died, my boyfriend Cisco that I lived with in Nantucket, he went back after we broke up. His dad had disinherited him because he was drinking so hard in the island. Cisco's office was the chicken box. See, I didn't have any, if somebody was, and he wrote these great songs, I thought. So anyway, he went back, after he'd been on the island, and he'd been with me, he went back, kept telling me he loved his high school sweetheart better than me. He realized she was just much better than me for him, but he had to give up drinking for her. And I was like, we were friends too. We weren't really sweethearts. We were just sleeping together.
Uh-huh.
So I said to him, well, maybe it's worth giving up the drinking for. Anyway, so he got in touch with me when his father reinstated him as an heir.
Ah,
Because he brought me to his family's place. His father had toilet paper factories. Brought me to one of them. It's quite a production
There
with
you
the wood
go.
pulp. And he ran silkies. He had silky horses.
Uh-huh.
He had a beautiful
Uh-huh.
stable. It was in the mother of a boyfriend that ever liked me. I had about 20 boyfriends coming up that I got serious about. And I'd all their mothers, and they'd all be like, get her out of here. I don't want her for you, you know. But this lady was so much fun, and she was like, I just love it that my David likes you and he's hanging out with you. Anyway, so his dad reinstated because he sobered up, and he got in touch to say he had married. No, I was invited to the wedding. Lee and I went to the wedding. Oh man, it was a beautiful wedding. All the musicians from Nantucket came out
uh-huh.
to Connecticut for it. And it was a little while later he married. They had 2 kids. They moved up to Vermont. Cisco loved guns. He was always carrying weapons. He had a shotgun and a revolver under his feet for a traffic stop, and had just crossed the border into upstate New York. They threw him into jail for 10 years.
Wow, yeah.
It wasn't his first, you know, he
Yeah.
was a felon for some other, he used to get involved in assaults, you know, fights
Oh,
in bars,
Just
right?
used to get,
But it was just too many times, you're going down,
Yeah.
Cisco.
yeah.
So we were all aware of that, and what happened was, Cisco really sobered up. You know, he was sober. He wasn't staying drunk all day, but he had never really been sober like you get in jail. Especially if you do like he did. He went right into the law library. He got his law degree there.
Mm.
And he started trying to change the gun laws, actually. He thought it was a little severe. That he could run around in either state, but he couldn't cross the border. Anyway, he wrote this song and sent it to me right before he died, The Edge of Love. And he said he wanted me to sing it as much as because he died of cancer right after he got out of jail with that law degree and everything. But you know, I used to be sad about this stuff, like even Joey I was sad about for a while. But really, people just have the right day to die sometimes, I think. It's a good day to die, you know?
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying I'm for euthanasia or suicide, but I'm saying that I'm not any longer viewing it as a tragic thing.
Mhm.
Particularly some of the really troubled people I know that have died young, like all my boys.
The soul, the body, not worry about it.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's
Yeah.
just an old wrecked car,
It's a car.
or the
Yeah.
soul doesn't identify with where the body's going
Yeah.
anymore, or something.
It's on to the next one.
Yeah, so it's gonna, because I was trying to do songs that had been given to me, okay? So, let's see, I think I have one. Oh no, I was gonna write that song, because this was my guitar teacher loved this song. Would you have stayed if I cried and carried on? Would you have come back into these arms? Would you have been safe with me for the night? Where did I go wrong? Was it the time to stand up and fight? But what did I do when I saw you standing next to me? How could I hide the expression in my eyes? Where can I go when the world is an empty place without you? I don't want to die, but give me a brand new moon, new sun and new stars, and rivers and valleys we never saw. What can I do? Where can I go? Would would you have stayed? See, now if I had a drummer or a bass player, we work out an ending. We don't just end like that.
Yeah.
I stayed. They would have a nice little riff, and I'd be,
Right.
would you have stayed? And then some kind of harmony,
Yeah,
you know, going.
yeah.
But that's the song. So I played that for Eric Sunshine, right? So he threw in that little ornamentation. He was like, why don't you try this with your middle finger, you know? And I love that, so I worked that in. But he says to me as I'm leaving, he goes, get a business model, Kerry. He goes, you don't need to be going around to guitar teachers anymore. There's a lot of great guitarists out there. You have good material. He goes, just start taking it more seriously. And I think, you know, I just love teaching. I mean, there's a lot of, I don't really want a performance career. I want to finish my operas. I got a wonderful, classically trained pianist from Russia. She trained at the Moscow Conservatory. My opera coach is still alive, and she hooked me up with the one I told her I've got the librettos, and I have a lot of the music written. But you see, a person at my level of musicianship, I have to have a very serious, because we have to write scores so people can.
Yeah.
Now you played for the Born Identity guy you were saying?
Yes, Robert Ludlum. He was, and we called him Bob. It was Susan Robinson. Did you ever meet her, George? She was at Roger Lowe with me, younger than me, but she lived in Southport and hung out at the Pequot Yacht Club. And one night she came and got me and Lee with some friends. And she's like, we told all the old guys there what fun you are and they want to hear you sing. So we went and sang and we were invited there quite a bit. And the guy that was Bob, I never put two and two together until I started getting into the Born Identity and all this stuff.
Wow.
And then I read his bio. And then I saw a picture of him and I was like, it's Bob.
Old Bob.
Oh, Bob.
Old Bob. Old Bob.
And so, what did Lee play? Was Lee also a guitar singer?
Oh, man, you see, that's why I got spoiled. He was a gifted musician, a real musician.
Wow.
Pick up a guitar. Lee had like 6 guitars and they all got played. 12 strings. We never got to the dobro or those pedal steel. But she had Gibsons, Martins. We went down to the Martin factory and hung out. And the guys showed us how they do their stuff and do all the inlay. And it was a great visit.
Yeah.
I always played Gibsons when I was really performing and spending money.
Yeah.
I had Gibsons. Lee was into Martin. Oh, Lee, that's how Lee got over it. Lee got very, very sick.
Yeah.
Lee got MS and etc. And she got to the point where she had like 12 knee surgeries. She'd walk around with her kneecaps like dropping and bulging out. She was still walking. And then she had a stroke. And her doctor, her neurologist said to her, Lee, because she had been a nurse there where she was.
In Houston or?
The name of it, well anyway, it's a big, it's a hospital where if you don't have money, everybody goes. Lee was the head nurse of the ER there for 20 years. But anyway, the neurologist, when she was retired, said, Lee, there's all kinds of talk around the hospital. People are talking about that they miss you and they're worried, they're praying for you. But they're all telling me you were a musician. And Lee's like, she's drooling. And he goes, could you find a good coach and get back playing piano? I think it'll straighten out your brain again. Wow. And you see, that's my message. It's why I'm so into teaching. It's what was taught to me at St. Jude's. And at University of Tennessee at Memphis, there were some big seminars that I told you about that. Yeah. Including me. They were like, music is so critical to the brain. The brain heals much better in the present. I have a CD at the house. I'll get somebody to help me download it onto a PDF or something and send it. Lee went, she could barely walk or move her hands. She got this old blues and like Jelly Roll Morton type pianist. Where you're doing all these arpeggios and rolls to a rock and roll rhythm. She found a coach like that in Houston, this old black guy. She drove over there once a week. And then she went, she set up her own studio and recorded. Yeah. Her wife, she was married to her sweetheart. We had so many guitars and keyboards and equipment. Just a garage full of it. Come and get this. And I was like, I have 2 guitars. And if Lee had wanted me to have anything.
So who taught you to play the guitar? How'd you learn guitar?
I fired a lot of guitar teachers when I was young.
In your teens, that's when you were learning?
Yeah, I went and whenever, because I didn't try to play guitar in public for years and years, till Lee, I would play rhythm behind her and she'd do all the fancy stuff. I wouldn't even do major chord changes or bar or anything. So I started watching, going everywhere I could. Like I went to 2 Bonnie Raitt concerts just to watch her hands. She would come to Port Jeff and play. I was not wild about her. It's just, she was like a contemporary of mine. And,
known as a great
yeah, she writes great songs. But I just don't know. It seemed a little too smooth to me. I liked it when it was a little rough and things were kind of happening right in front of you. I think I would like her much more now, but man, I learned a lot about it. That's why I got into barring chords. Because you can slot, you can't do a lot if you're hung up in here. Or you got to just play, you got to bar chords to get down. Because then you bar chords and you make. But anyway, so then Mommy suggested, I guess I was 15. She said, I found a guitar player, down on by Beach Road there. Big, beautiful old house. And I went in. Oh, man, the lady was so strict. I mean, I didn't even sit right for her, After 3 lessons, and she kept kind of grabbing my hand off the instrument. And Lee had taught me to be real comfortable with it by then. No, I was 15, so it was before I met Lee. But I just gotten comfortable. Mommy. See, I'm getting the timing mixed up because Mommy and Lee went to a pawn shop in Bridgeport to get, and I was 15 then.
Yeah.
So it's a little after I met this lady, and the shock on Lee's face. I stood up and I said, I don't think you're the right teacher for me. She goes, are you firing me? I said, I guess. And I got my guitar and I left. And then like with Eric said to me, I can't. And I could have said, no, I want to come back. And with Carlos Madrid, oh my God. He teaches me, you see the flamenco style, the way I play guitar is very different from country or western or folk guitars. Everyone's playing like this. The way I've been retrained to play is like this. You've got to get the hand, you actually are twisting the wrist and you're going in like this.
Yeah.
That's why I can get so much emphasis and to do it, which is a big flamenco thing,
You've seen a bunch of Billy Strings videos. You seen anybody? Billy Strings?
No, send me one. I'll watch one.
All right. Yeah.
Well, how does he play guitar?
I don't know, but it's crazy.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of like Steph Curry shooting the ball.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And sometimes when he's really jamming, you can see he's almost like twitching. It's like he's channeling.
Oh yeah,
it's like he's kind of like the clairvoyant guy. He's blacking out, and he's like twitching.
Yeah, and they're feeling. Although we had a guy at Kiva in Bridgeport, he never faced the audience when he played. Be a big deal about setting his chair up.
Like Miles Davis.
Miles Davis just face the wall. Really? Because we were all fascinated. It was like, I just can't concentrate with the lights in the audience.
Yeah.
And he played, we were like, well, you play good enough. Everybody's still listening.
Yeah, sometimes with the lights, you don't even know the audience is there. Those lights are so...
George, did you make it past that lump? Because I think I would like to go home if you could.
Yeah, I got past that.
Could you? Because I could get my brace off and everything more.
Yeah.
I'm not used to living with other folks.
Oh, I know.
But I love seeing you. You guys were the greatest time. I know I'll get a quick visit because you'll bring me your leftovers. Or do you want me to take them now?
We'll take them now, but we'll still give you a quick visit tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay? On the way out of town.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Just you come up in the car and I'll come out.
Yeah.
We won't make it a big.
Yeah.
Now hand me my bag, honey.
See what we dream about tonight, so we can,
Should I leave this with Griff to fool around with tonight? Griff.
Really? I mean, sure, I'll fool around.
Yeah.
For fun, come on.
You know what they always told me, Griff? George, you're never too old to learn how to play the guitar.
So
my boy Hippie Ken started skateboarding at 55. And now he's a skating icon of Venice.
And, guitars and skateboarding.
But I won't be putting you into possible danger by asking you to...
This yours, Texas Care? Or is that good?
Yes, that's my guitar lighter. Yep.
Texas Gary. Cause it's not one wish, but it's my last wish. Something like that.
Oh yeah, right, George.
Yeah.
George and I were talking about wills and testaments,
No, I'm borrowing some lyrics from your song. Angels. Two angels. Two angels. Two angels.
Oh, that's right. That's right, George. That's the one about the angels. I love it. Well, one of my favorite ones, I'll just do it a cappella on the rap. Once I had a city in my dreams. I was riding dinosaurs. They were obeying my every command. Now if only I could play in the band.
Nice.
And once I had a city, and it seemed you were the great kahuna. It was abandoned, barely alive, filled with the perfume
I'll go with you guys.
of lives. Oh, great, good.
Stonehenge.
Oh, yeah,
That's the right thing to do. That's
Good. See, we're all moving into
Yeah.
nighttime.
You got a little nature boy for us? Is that tomorrow?
I'll sing it in the car.
Okay.
Can I sing it in the car for you?
Hey, that's great.
I love singing in the car because you have good, it's just like a studio. It muffles the sound good.
And I got a denim for you if you want one. You need a denim?
I would love a
So
denim.
try these on. This is an extra. I got a big. Yeah, I like oversized.
Oh.
You have long
Denim
arms. She has
corduroy.
long arms too.
I love it. What do you think? Does it work? Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Does it work? Oh, I love
I think
it.
it's pretty good.
I
yeah.
cuff up. I usually have to cuff up because they usually come down here.
I like oversized.
Love it.
Yeah, these ones.
Yeah.
These ones can't
Okay,
cuff
got
like
it
this,
more.
right?
Yeah.
That's a nice
yeah.
cuff.
See?
Yeah, nice.
Oh, I love it. Okay, great. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
That tag on for
Try
you.
not to-
Man.
Corduroy
Very
denim.
cool.
I gotta get
Oh,
a denim for you too, or a flannel too if you want.
You're kidding me.
Nice
Oh
flannel.
my God, I've been looking
Green
one
cloud.
for one for years.
Yeah, we
Griff,
gotta repair.
you
for like
are a
good content.
magnetic missile.
Oh, there you go.
Give us a
You're
lot
a
of
cosmic
Yeah,
astronaut.
look at
He's a cosmic astronaut. He's a
Uh-huh.
mind tripper, honey. I mean, this is amazing. This is just the colors I would kept looking for too. There's something
mind
about the
tripper.
black and white check, you know?
Yeah, that's a nice one. That nice green.
So yeah, he's down. Let's see if
Stoner
this is-
official.
Love it. Oh
You
my
know,
God.
I'm in the fashion game. I got to keep my top
Yeah.
models.
Yeah. Yeah.
Top models trending.
Look what was in there, a little earplug container.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
yeah, that's right. That's
Oh,
from
the
my
earplugs,
plane.
yeah.
Those were clutch actually. Earplugs on the plane.
Rip, are you sure you're not just impulsively?
No,
Lovely.
No, I have a lot of fashion.
Oh,
I'm deep in the fashion game.
I'm gonna go
We
back.
have a lot of sponsors, you know.
Oh, this is.
We'll be back from Stonehenge. We'll
Rip,
go
I
to
have a whole
Stonehenge.
new look since you've been here.
That's why we're here.
I think I might